Bring it out. First we go. Cut 'em up, cut 'em up, cut 'em up. There we go. Build 'em up, build 'em up. Yeah, there we go. Break 'em down, break 'em down, break 'em down. There we go. Bring it out, bring it out, bring it out, bring it out. Cut 'em up, cut 'em up, cut 'em up. There we go. Build 'em up, build 'em up, build 'em up. There we go. Break 'em down, break 'em down, break 'em down, break 'em down. Bring it out, bring it out, bring it out. First we go. Cut 'em up, cut 'em up, cut 'em up. There we go. Build 'em up, build 'em up. Yeah, there we go. Break 'em down, break 'em down, break 'em down. There we go. Bring it out, bring it out, bring it out, bring it out. Cut 'em up, cut 'em up, cut 'em up. There we go. Build 'em up, build 'em up, build 'em up. There we go. Break 'em down, break 'em down, break 'em down, break 'em down. Bring it out, bring it out, bring it out, bring it out.
Ain't no truth right now. The truth is over here, and y'all don't want to hear it. The truth over here, y'all don't want to hear it. Why you gonna get killed tonight? The Most High ain't playing no games. Stay right here, sis, don't move. You safe over here.
What's your name, bro? Come over here. Come over here. What's your name, bro? Aaron?
Yo,
How you doing, Aaron?
good man.
I'm Uriel, man. Good to meet you.
Good to see you, bro.
Hey, Aaron, I heard you say that you from the tribe of Judah.
Hebrew Israelite all day.
You a Hebrew Israelite all day. You from the tribe
I
of
ain't no average.
Hey, all praises, all praises. Hey, when did you find this information out?
Oh, for years, man.
Okay.
For years. My parents knew. That's why they named me Aaron Abraham.
Damn, all praises. That's a powerful name, man.
20 years, man. Aaron, the first high priest of Israel, and Abraham, the father of the Israelites.
Aaron, let me ask you something, Aaron. Because you know that you're an Israelite, what does God require of you?
He required me to follow all his laws and commandments.
Okay, well, let's read that, because you're absolutely right. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy,
You gotta read that.
chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways,
So now we're going to learn how to fear the Lord. Read.
and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
So that's basically how you love God. So you walk in all his ways with all that mind and all that soul. Read.
To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I commanded this day.
So to keep the commandments of the Lord and that he commanded us to keep this day. So now, Aaron, I'm gonna show you something real quick. Because give me on 1 Corinthians 11 and 3 real quick. Because Aaron, you said you know that you're from the tribe of Judah.
Yes, sir.
That's the tribe Christ came from.
That's
That's a tribe of kings.
That's when they bought. That's when they bought over here on the transatlantic slave
There
trade.
you go. Now watch this, Aaron. Read.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3.
Read that.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonored his head.
So
Right.
our head is Christ. It's
Right.
God, Christ, man, woman, children.
Absolutely.
So if we have our head covered while coming out this pipe, Aaron,
Absolutely.
what should you do right now if you're
But you know,
dishonoring?
I understand and I know that, but I'm only wearing it for a reason right now because I got eye problem. I can't get sun in my eyes right now.
Not to say,
No, I know, but I gotta have this. I'm finna have eye surgery, and that's the only reason why I'm doing it. I can't take no sun in my eyes right now.
oh, okay, all right.
That's the
10-4.
only reason. I know that. That's the
All
only
right,
reason.
all right. Give me numbers 1538. All right, then 10-4 then, Aaron.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
As long as you know
That's
that,
the only reason. I know
Okay, all
that.
praise.
And I know a woman supposed to have her head covered.
there you go. All
I
praise.
know it
So,
all.
all right, then I got one last question for you,
Okay,
Aaron.
okay.
The book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 38.
Because if you know you Israel, you should know this right here too.
Uh-huh.
Read.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in
Yes.
the borders of their garments.
So
Yeah.
we're supposed to speak to you, Aaron, because we're from the tribe of Judah.
That's
We're
right.
supposed to bid you that you make you fringes on the borders of your garment. Read.
Absolutely.
Throughout their generations.
So how long is a generation?
Well,
Forever. So what's going on,
I'm
Aaron?
not wearing them at the moment. That's supposed to remind me to follow all the laws and commandments
Right,
and all that.
right.
So since I'm not wearing that to remind me, I'm wearing this.
Hold
Look
on,
at
hold
that
on,
to remind me.
hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Read that again.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the border of their
So
garments.
the word bid means commanded.
Command.
That they make them fringes on the borders of their garments. Read.
Right.
Throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Matthew 5:19. Because one thing you gotta understand, as Israelites, you gotta let our light shine.
That's right.
Because as the people and the children of Israel, that we know who we are woken up, we are understood. We gotta let our light shine because you can't walk around here not wearing fringes, bro.
That's true.
Give me Amos chapter 5, verse 26. Amos chapter 5, verse 26, and then Acts 7:43. Watch this with the Star of David, right? That's what they call it.
Well, I'm gonna call it the Shield of Solomon.
Shield of Solomon. All right, read that.
The book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 26. But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Molech, and the Chunam, your images, the star of your God.
They made a star. When that star was created, it was for idolatry. You understand? It was never to serve God.
Right.
You understand that? Give me Acts chapter 7, verse 43.
Bring it up.
That star has nothing to do with the 12 tribes of Israel.
No, I know.
Everything it has to do is sin. That straight sin that you have on. When you just say that reminds me to keep God's commandments, that's a lie, because the Bible tells you exactly what you're supposed to wear to help you, that's supposed to help you. Remember, it's a spiritual battle.
Yeah.
You can't say it's this when God says it's the
it's that.
fringes.
I know.
You understand? So
I
it
do
can't be that.
understand.
All right, so but at the same time, that has nothing to do with
anything.
You're
I know.
right.
I
Right,
agree.
so I understand. If it's real, I'll melt it down and make something of it's a different thing. Because I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't know what it represents, but as soon as, say if you'll say it's something else, that may take care of it. But watch this, read that.
The book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse 43. Yea, he took up the tabernacle of Molech.
You see I keep on bringing Molech? Molech was another god that the children of Israel always ran to when it came down to doing idolatry. Read.
And the star of your God, Rephraim, figure which he made to worship them.
Which they made to worship. That's another graven image that the children of Israel always made to worship.
Right.
That was never something that God told us or intended for us to do.
Right.
You understand?
I
So
do
the best thing to do with that, take it off and toss it. If it's real, melt it, make it down to something else. Put it, make another link in your chain. Well, if it's platinum, put it in your teeth if you want. But at the end of the day,
Well, I
it has
can't do
nothing
that
to do.
because it won't coincide with my job.
Okay,
So
all
I can't do nothing in my teeth.
Well, for all purposes, I'll take it out, I'll melt it and make it into a chain or a bracelet or a ring. But besides that, that star is somebody else outside looking in there looking, like, oh, I've seen other Israelites wear it, maybe it is right. But then when you read in the Bible, you read that the children of Israel, when it came to that star of Molech, what you call the shield of Solomon, some people call the star of David, is idolatry.
Right.
You understand?
I do understand.
Give me Revelation chapter 22 verse 14. Revelation chapter 22 verse 14, just to let you know where you stand, because remember, the soldier is bringing out, in order for us to love one another, we have to correct one another. That's the only way I can really show I love you. Read that.
The book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life.
So you have to be keeping
right.
God's commandments in order to make it into the kingdom of heaven.
All of them, 613.
But you remember,
Not just
majority
10.
of those were sacrificial laws.
Yeah.
The sacrificial laws are done away with Christ. Hebrews
That
chapter
was
10,
it,
1 through
yeah.
5. But the rest of them, not being a homosexual,
They still stand.
marrying your women, that still stands. Not lying, not stealing, not murdering, that still stands. A border of blue and fringes, that still stands.
Because Yahweh shall say when he came, don't be deceived. I have not come to destroy the law. I know that.
Exactly. So where is the law about wearing the star of David?
That's
Or
not the law.
There's
That's
no
not the
law.
law. There's no law
So,
about that.
there's no law.
Right.
But it tells you that when it came down to that, that's idolatry. You tell you read it? Watch this.
Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life,
Yeah.
and may enter in through the gates into the city.
Uh-huh.
For without
Those that would not make it, read.
For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters,
And what?
and
Idolaters.
idolaters.
Idolaters are what?
An idol.
Idolaters are those that serving another god.
That's what I mean.
Right,
Serving
right.
something that's not what you're supposed to be serving.
Right, right.
An idol.
In representation, say if I had a wooden cross on my neck, but I'm here speaking about the nation of Israel. Would you take me seriously?
Well, since I know you speaking the truth, I'm gonna take you seriously still.
But with a graven image around my neck?
With a graven image, to me, myself personally, the image don't mean much. What matters to me mostly what you saying out of your mouth. You speaking the truth is what matters to me most.
1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 3. Because I can say that, right? All right, I'm speaking it, but yeah, I'm doing opposite of it. But watch this, read that.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2 and verse 3. Talk no more exceedingly proudly.
So, yeah, you can talk big and swell words, but at the end of the day, this is what God is going to judge.
Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth, for the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed.
It ain't about the talking, it's about your actions.
Right,
So me standing up here with a cross around my neck, God's looking at me like, hey, I wouldn't even have made it up here.
First of all, I wouldn't wear a cross because just say, for instance, one of my loved ones get killed with an AK-47 or something like that. That's like me wearing an AK-47 on my neck to remember what that person got killed with.
That because our forefathers used to sacrifice their children to that God. So now you got it around your fingers.
Yeah. Well, this don't represent God to me.
No, it represents the God of Moab.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. When I go to work amongst the fake Jews, people who say they are Jews and are not, according to God, I have this on in front of them to let them know I'm the Jew. You the fake Jew that the Bible speaks of, who are instead the synagogue of Satan. To be totally honest with you, I do it to rub it in their face. Let them know that I know who I am.
But watch this, right? You're really not rubbing it in their face because deep down in
you ought to see them.
Because yeah, they'll look at it and be like, oh, they think that has Christ a representation of God, but it doesn't. Colossians 2:8. Then you'll probably think, oh, look, he's repping the star. But you just really fooling yourself because when you read the word of God and you like, hold up, that has nothing to do with me. Put it on bordeaux blue and fringes all throughout your garment.
Right.
They'll look at it and be like, hold up, because they don't do that. They only put 4 strings.
I do wear it. I got it at the house, but I can't wear it to work because I'm a nurse. And I couldn't wear it where I just came from.
But you can wear it underneath.
I wear it all the time.
As soon as I leave work,
no,
I'm taking that shirt off. And guess what? Them fringes swinging in the wind.
That's
looking. Oh, yeah, they know. Oh, that beard on your face is another representation.
I know that.
Your
why
actions is another representation.
I ain't supposed to
but
cut
that
the edges off my beard.
Not. I'm telling you,
okay.
that ring is
I know that.
Take it off, take it off.
I'm gonna take it off. I ain't gonna
all crazy. Hey, but I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Because read that and then we're gonna get the one in John. Read.
The book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, and after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
So that's vain philosophy. That's vain tradition. Yeah, we'll try this 1 and 14. So when you thinking that has something to do with God, they got you hoodwinked because you're outside looking in. You'll be like, hold up, where did they get that star from? And you'll think it has something to do with our people because you see it on their flags. You see it in Israel. You think they picked it up, but when they picked it up from the idolatry that our people used to commit back then. That has nothing to do with God. Read that.
The book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 14. Not giving heed to Jewish fables.
Don't give heed to them Jewish fables. You'll think, oh, see, that's the shield of Solomon, the Star of David. That's a Jewish fable because you're trying to put the pieces together, but why they still walking it today? That has to have some type of symbolic meaning behind it. But it don't. What it really stands for is for idolatry that we used to commit when we went away from God.
Right.
Understand? Finish that?
Verse 14. Not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth.
And it turns from the truth. That's why when you read it, when I read about stars, it's the children of Israel going in idolatry. Right. It has nothing to do with God. Right. What he told me to do to remember him? Oh, put a border of blue fringes. Write the laws all throughout my house. Apply them.
That remind you to follow the commandments.
Right. Because think about this, right? Coming into the truth. Can you masturbate?
Check it out for a moment.
You're not allowed to. You can't, unless it's a video of your own wife. Because you can't. Because in order for you to masturbate, you can't just speak. You know, so you're gonna go off of an image. If your wife sends you a video, say if you're a truck driver, your wife sends you a video. How can that be lust if it's your wife?
If it's your wife, right.
It can't. But if you're masturbating off another woman,
something else, that's
right.
What it is.
Think about it. You have fringes on. You think, would you be able to commit that act with fringes on? You wouldn't be able to, because it's right down there.
Right there.
You understand? What that star gonna do?
That's true.
What that star gonna do? It's on
agree
all
with
your clothing, so there's no way around it. You know, I gotta keep God's commandments.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to do it. You would really have to put sin on top of sin to commit that. You would literally have to take your fringes off and then go do it. And that's gonna kill you.
That's like throwing God off your body.
Right, you like, damn,
In order to
forget
do that.
off rip, that's gonna already tear you down to the point you're like, nah, hell no, I can't do that act. But what has that star stopped you from doing? Nothing. But when you read in the Bible, you know that these fringes do. When you look at them, that law automatically pops in your head. Oh, mom, you keep the commandments. I can't do them. But that star does it. You understand? It's no work to it. That's why it says it's vain. That maker, the maker who made it, he made it for nothing.
Well, just to make money off it.
Right.
To sell it.
It actually
That's
says
about
that.
it.
It actually says that. So when it comes to your salvation, that has nothing to do with you. It's not going to save you. It's you applying God's commandments.
I know, son. I know.
All praise. All praise.
I
What's
do
your name
know.
again?
Aaron.
I'm Aaron. So if there's any other laws, we're going to teach it to you. And we're also going to teach you, brother, right here. What's your name, brother?
Mike.
Mike? All right. So,
All praises, Aaron. Hey,
Yeah.
that's a great thing, man. That's a great thing that we doing here, man. Bringing the laws and the statutes and understanding to our people.
I just wish more people would listen.
Hey, that's okay, because
Brainwash.
God's word don't go out void.
Yeah.
God's word don't go out void. Give me something 9201. Because you live in this area around here,
Right down the street. Yeah.
down the street. I understand something, Aaron. This is something that our people gotta do. I'm trying to do this as well.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Because Aaron, hey bro, what's your name, bro?
Mike.
Mike, how you doing, Mike? I'm Uriel, Mike. Good to meet you. Well, what I'm going over with Aaron right now is that as a people, we are the nation that's not desired. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're the ones on the bottom of the totem pole. So we as a people have to gather together. We have to congregate.
Right.
Yeah, on the 7 days we have to come together in order to keep each other motivated in God's law.
Right.
Because this world gonna tear us down.
Yes, it
This
is.
world is gonna definitely destroy us, man. So we gotta gather ourselves together. Well, you say you've been learning for years.
Oh, for years, man.
But where
Since I
have
was
you been?
born.
You've been congregating at? What, you haven't been congregating?
I work all the time. I don't have time. I got a lot of bills to pay. I don't do anything
I hear
but
you.
work.
We in captivity, so you gotta.
I'm in captivity.
You gotta fight. You got a card on you.
Yes, somebody has one in my
Oh,
pocket.
we got our address on the back of that, man. Our phone number. Call us. Reach out to us. See what you can do to get to the school. We all live down here, but we get to the school every other day. Check that out, though, Aaron.
Shall discontinue from thine heritage.
So our people will discontinue from their heritage.
I did that like
We're
5
gonna
times.
discontinue from our heritage. That's the prophecy that God is showing Jeremiah.
But all this is due to us.
Right, it's our fault.
Not hearkening unto God's
What?
commandments.
Give me
We did it to ourselves. So we
Second
got there and do
Maccabees
it until the second Exodus.
Right, but one thing you gotta understand, Aaron, it's a job for us to do.
know
There's something that we gotta do. We gotta restore the decayed estate. 3 and 43. It's First Maccabees. Sorry. Because as the watchmen, we have to restore the decayed estate. Read.
First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 43. They said one to another, let us restore the decayed estate of our people.
So we said, our forefathers have said, let us restore the decayed estate of our people. So that means that they're not just sitting back and not really doing nothing. This is our people. Our people are in the hood and the ghetto, in the slums. So we as a watchman got to step forward as God's true prophets, not the pastors, not them churches, because they're not teaching our people.
I know that.
So we got to stand on the corner and let them know we got to restore the decayed estate of our people. Women, you are the real Jews that the Bible speaks of, the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans.
That's right.
We have to come back into God's laws in order for Christ to come back and redeem us
Right.
as a people. Finish reading that?
They said one to another, let us restore the decayed estate of our people, and let us fight for our people and the sanctuary.
So now this is us fighting spiritually for our people to restore the sanctuary of our people. This is what we are doing to usher in the kingdom, because the kingdom is within us.
Yes.
We're bringing our laws for our brothers and our sisters.
Right.
Aaron, let me ask you a question. You know what's going down this week? I know you say you can't make it to all the Sabbath. Right? On this week is the feast of dedication, what some people call Hanukkah. This like today is the midst.
It's called Hanukkah.
Yeah, they call it Hanukkah. That's just a translation of the word dedication.
Right.
So when you read in the Bible, the feast day of Hanukkah is 8 days. It started, if I'm not mistaken, on the 28th, and it ends what, Tuesday night? Yeah, Tuesday night. So what you want to find out is that if you have some days available, you can keep some of God's high holy days if you can't keep the Sabbath right now. And what you want to do, you want to try to strive to keep the Sabbath. What he read is that it's a perpetual covenant. It's a sign between you and him, letting them know that you're serious about it. This is how we really know who the children of Israel are. When on the Sabbath day, we go in there and we see our brothers and sisters. We know how serious you are.
Right.
But due to me still being a slave, I gotta work that day. I don't have control over that.
Of course, yeah. Remember, Daniel was in slavery.
Right.
Christ was in slavery.
Right.
They fought to keep the Sabbath. If give me that scripture in Sirach where it says, lose thy money for thy friend. It says, lose thy money for thy friend, because, yeah, you may get that extra cash on that Saturday. Hey, because of religious practices, I need to have the Sabbath off. If they give me 2, 3 Sabbath out the month, I'm happy.
Sirach 29 and 10.
But me not keeping the Sabbath is a problem.
That's right.
That's how you should see it. I know I'm in slavery.
It is a problem.
I know I'm in slavery. But if you're trying to stop me from getting salvation, we have a problem.
That's
Right.
right.
I'm going through you.
Right.
That's my mindset. You already kept me away from God. You already took my nationality away from me.
Right.
After me fighting out my Israelite, you ain't gonna keep the Sabbath away from me.
That's right.
That's that mentality you gotta have.
I do.
So,
I got it.
but how long you knew you was Israel?
Since I was,
So watch this,
I
read
could
it.
read.
Watch this, read it.
Sirach chapter 29, verse 10. Lose thy money for thy brother.
Hey man, if I have to lose money, if I have to drop $10,000 a year to make it on the Sabbath, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna lose that $10,000.
Right. You're gonna do that.
Hey, bills, we got bills to pay.
Right.
But
We're
I know.
subject to payments. We got bills to pay.
Trust me, brother. I'm angry about it, but I got kids to take care of.
Right,
And I
right.
can't get
I'm not
that
saying,
day-
I'm not
and I-
saying
you
quit
know-
your job. I'm not saying
Right,
quit
I
your
can't.
job. I'm saying in due time and process.
yeah.
If
I'm trying.
like I said, if you make $100,000 a year, right? And you're like, man, look, I need this $100,000. But with $10,000 less, you can make it to the Sabbath because you took time to find another job and you accepted $10,000 left, but you're able to keep the Sabbath throughout the whole year. What would you rather have? You understand? Yeah, it took me time. It took me 6-7 months before I found a new job. But now I got the Sabbath off. It was $10,000 less a year, but I got the Sabbath off.
Right.
You get to go. It's God's commandments above all.
Right.
So in the time, but I'm saying, as of right now, right, you can't make the Sabbath. There's new moons. The new moon is today. You know what the new moon is?
No, what's the new moon?
Give me Exodus chapter 12.
Bring it out.
Or Deuteronomy 12. Numbers 12. Numbers 12.
I probably know. I gotta be refreshed.
Let me see. Numbers 10 and 12.
And you got Sirach also.
10 and 11. Read that.
Numbers chapter 10 and verse 11. Verse 10. Also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days, and in the beginning of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God.
In the beginning of your month, we have a holy convocation. We gather together. It's called the new moon.
Right.
Whenever you see a full moon, according to the Bible, it's called the new moon. It's the beginning of a new month.
Right.
The new month starts tonight.
Right.
Contrary to January 1st, that's not the New Year's.
Right.
New Year's start in springtime.
Right.
According to the Bible.
That I know.
So we understand that there's other high holy days outside of the Sabbath day, which is Saturday, that you can keep. Because tonight, you're off tonight?
No.
You're not off tonight?
I gotta go later tonight.
Okay, no problem, no problem. The end of Feast of Dedication, you're off Tuesday night?
Probably not.
Yeah, you work
See,
7 days a week?
I only get my schedule until the day I go to work.
Okay.
That's
So,
how-
you
that's how it is.
you may be free, you may be not.
Maybe not.
Okay, but you can request
But
time off.
they always give me
Yeah.
the weekends, the holiday. That's how nursing is.
Oh, but that's all fine with us because we don't keep Christmas. God condemns Christmas in the Bible.
That's
Jeremiah 10 verse 1 through 5, sister,
All
read
these
it.
holidays.
God condemns every holiday that the United States gave you.
Your,
That's
your,
right.
your,
4th
your,
of
your
July,
birthday too?
1776, our ancestors were still in slavery.
Right.
4th of July has nothing to do with the Hispanics and blacks and Native Americans.
Right.
Has nothing to do with you. Remember, 6 months from now, because come what March, at the end of March to April, we got Passover. Can you request time off?
I can, but that don't say I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, but I'm
When
saying,
I have, they come
Yeah,
up with
but-
some reason, oh, so-and-so is not gonna be in that day. You have
Philippians
to,
2 and verse 12. Philippians 2 and
I'm
verse
trying to
12.
retire you.
I
Trying
understand all
to, it
praises.
won't be long.
All
Trust me.
praises. If you can get that in full throttle, but I'm gonna tell you straight. Before you grab that, give me Psalms 119 verse 60. I'm gonna tell you straight. We don't know how much time we got left. None of us. None of us know what time we got left. Read that.
Psalm chapter 119 and verse 60. I made haste and delayed not.
Remember King David?
Yeah.
A man after God's own heart. This is God, and God loved this man. He was beloved of God.
Hurry up.
And this is the mindset. He says, I made haste.
Better hurry
He said,
up.
I ain't playing with it. I was like Usain Bolt when it came to God's commandments.
That's
Hurry up.
He hurried up, read.
I made haste and delayed not to keep thy commandments.
And he ain't playing with it. Oh, and that's a commandment? Go. I'm to it. He made haste. He strived to it. Philippians 2 and 12. It's
Bring
the
it out.
mindset. I gotta wash that old man off of you and make sure you have that mindset like when you first heard you was Israel.
Right.
Oh, I gotta get it. I gotta keep these laws.
Right.
I gotta renew that spirit in you to fight because we're fighting with you.
Right.
Understand? We had to work during the Sabbath when we first started.
Right.
But then what we, nah, you ain't gonna keep holding me down. I'm telling you now, we freeze now. Read that.
Philippians chapter 2 verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
It says, work out your own salvation. I can't go to your boss and request those days off for you. You have to
Well,
strive to get
I
it.
don't say boss. What I say is team leader. That boss is out. I ain't got no slave master now. That's one word I forbid.
But I'm saying,
Not boss.
but I'm saying, and anybody that could prevent you from keeping the Sabbath day, it's a boss. It's a boss. That's captivity. That is somebody over you.
But I don't even let him say boss to me.
I understand that. He can't say that. But he still has the authority.
He got the authority to do it.
He has the authority. So at the end of the day, that's what we call a boss.
Right.
Now,
In
hey,
actuality, that's what it is.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
But like it says, you have to work out your own salvation.
Right.
I can't go to him and tell him, hey, make sure my brother has that Sabbath day off.
Right.
So
It
you
says, be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. You want to play around it. If I have to request this time off 3 months in ahead, because I got to plan it out, guess what? I'm going to plan it out. Even if I can get one Sabbath off to congregate.
Right.
Until I can change jobs or do whatever I can to get all my Sabbaths off, that's what I'm going to do.
Right.
I'm not going to play with it.
It's a lot of racism involved.
Oh, of course.
All them people, they get whatever days they want
Hey,
off, whatever. Always get
Hey,
the worst end of the stick. You know what I'm saying?
and you said you work for the Jewish. I remember it was Gilead. Gilead, one of the brothers at the school. And all of them, some of them will give you leeway. But you have to be applying that commandment. They have to see if that, okay, now this is a different breed. This man woke up, he said, I gotta go keep Passover. He said, Passover? I said, yeah, man, we're the biblical Jews. Jewish man says, it's about time. I kept it PG. He says, about time. He understands that we're the biblical Israelites.
Right.
He understands we're the biblical Jews. All of them aren't the same. But they all gonna have the same punishment for what they did to us.
Right.
But some of them, if you work according to the law, give me that in Romans chapter 13. Read this. This is what God has written for us. Remember, this is how we make our way prosperous. So when you start applying God's commandments, for some reason, the Spirit will go around and move for you by itself.
Right.
And get it done. He'll put the Spirit out that brother and be like, hey, for some reason I'm having a good day. Oh, you need all your Sabbaths off? Hey, guess what, brother? You got all your Sabbaths off.
That's
For
right.
some reason, when you start applying God's commandments, everything starts working.
That's right.
That's right.
Let me see that. Romans chapter 13. Let's start from verse 1.
Romans chapter 13 verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
Because you hear some guys say, oh, let's revolt against America. Man, they the ones who make the bullets. They cut the water off in our community. Guess what? We have no water.
Right.
They don't bring food in our community. Guess what? We all die. We all gonna perish.
Right.
They ain't no fighting back against them. All we can do is keep God's commandments and have God fight for us.
That's right.
Now read on.
Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God.
You hear that? Oh, that's God doing that. The reason he's over is because God put him ahead of us.
Right.
Right there.
Other than that, they wouldn't have been able to do it.
Exactly. And guess what? God is letting him
So
make sure you
ultimately,
don't
like
keep
I
the
told
Sabbath
him,
right now.
we did it to ourselves.
Right, of course. But as of right now, you not keeping the Sabbath, it's all based on you. Watch this, read on.
But if I could,
The
I would.
powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
So when you fight back against what's going on, without having God's commandments, which is the only way to fight back, guess what? You're resisting the power of God. When you try to do it any way outside of keeping God's commandments, read on.
Verse 3, for rulers are not a terror to good works.
They're not conditioned to good works. They're not conditioned to where they have to keep God's commandments like we're supposed to.
That's
Read
right.
on.
But to evil.
But to evil, that's what they're gonna treat you of. But watch this, read.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
Won't you be afraid if you're doing wrong? Because they're gonna make sure that they keep you in that predicament.
Right.
Remember, one of the wrongs you were doing was that star.
Right.
So that was preventing you from getting what you needed.
Right.
Now watch this, read on.
Do that which is good.
Watch this. It says, do that which is good. You know what good is? Let's get that. Romans 12. And then hold that part.
Tell me. I may
We're
know.
gonna
Tell me.
No problem.
Teach 'em, Ma.
We're gonna go. We're gonna show you what's good so you can know. He says, if thou do good, so you can understand that. Read that.
Bring it out. Romans chapter 7, verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good.
The law. Now go back to that. The law is what's good, right? Now watch this.
Romans chapter 13, verse 3. Do that which is good,
Do that which is good, which is the what? The law. Read.
and thou shalt have praise of the same.
And you will have praise of the same people who's supposed to be doing you wrong. They will look and be like, man, for some reason I like them.
Right.
I know I hate them, but I like them. I know I don't want to give them the Sabbath day off, but Saint telling me to give them the Sabbath day off.
Right.
What's going on? I can't control this.
Yeah.
Read.
Verse 4. For he is the minister of God.
He is the minister of God for us disobeying the commandments. We used to minister before God, but since we disobeyed the commandments, God has him in charge right now.
Right.
So if we do good, he's going to praise us. Read.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
To thee for good. Good is what?
The law.
So if you're doing good, he's going to do good for you, right? And what is good that we said that you need to start doing?
The Sabbath day.
You get it, right?
I know. I
So,
got it all
but
the
you have
time.
to start applying God's commandments to the fullest. And even if the boy or blue is not showing with the fringes on top, because you're at work and you gotta wear a uniform, it has to be under. It has to be on you. It can't. Tuck it in. As soon as I get off work, oh, I'm free. You can't do nothing to me. What you gonna do? I ain't on your clock.
But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid.
It says, if thou shalt be evil, be afraid. That's why our brothers get shot in the street.
Right.
They're not keeping God's commandments. They don't have the protection of God on them.
Right.
But if they'll keep God's commandments, believe me, that wouldn't have happened. Read.
For he beareth not the sword in vain.
He bears not the sword. He's not in his rulership for no reason.
Right.
He's there. So if you do wrong, guess what? He's gonna make sure you stay at the bottom.
Right.
If you do good, keeping the commandments, he's gonna make sure you can rise above.
Right.
You understand? But you have to apply God's commandments. Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Because we don't see it happening. We actually do not see it happening. It's God playing behind the scenes that's making all these things come to pass for us.
Right.
By everyone waking up, you see more and more people getting afflicted. You see more and more people waking up to who they are. That's all intended. It's all designed by God. Read.
Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
It says, and then, after you meditate in the law, applying it, then your ways are going to be what? Prosperous.
Right.
That's where you're going to be able to maneuver throughout your job.
Right.
Maneuver throughout your managers. You'll be able to, oh yeah, how was your day? Good, oh, such and such. Oh, I heard your wife had a baby. Oh, here's some flowers. Give us some flowers for me. It says be peaceable among all men.
Right.
Oh, it says never trust my enemy, but it don't mean that I can't bring them flowers. Oh yeah. That's just being peaceable at your work job. You know, flowers, make them peaceable. Being wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove.
Right.
Go ahead, and next thing you know, hey man, he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. He's a 7th day off, he's a 7th day off, man.
That's right.
And here too, you need this? Yeah, man, I just been feeling
That's
bad,
right.
man. It works like that. But you have to know how to apply God's commandments. You need to know how to deal with these other nations. But without you learning God's commandments, without you studying and seeing how Daniel dealt with King Nebuchadnezzar, you have our forefathers in slavery under these other nations, and they were dealing with the kings uprightly. I'll give it as an example. What was written aforetime was written for our learning. Romans chapter 15 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
So you reading the scriptures, not only should you be studying, you watch, IUIC classrooms. We have classes 3 times a day, 7 days a week for free, teaching you. Read throughout the history. Read what your forefathers went through and see how they handled their tribulations, their problems. Read them.
Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of scriptures.
It says comfort of scriptures, because in captivity we ain't comfortable. We like, man, come on, man, I gotta go to work, 9 to 5, I can't chill. Man, I gotta break my back for these people I know that don't have no love for me.
Right.
I'm like, man, the scriptures give us comfort, because I'm looking like, oh, be patient, strive to the end, I get the kingdom, and they're gonna be my slaves.
Right.
Oh,
right.
they don't want to hear that.
Bring it out.
We don't
They're going to be our servants and handmaids.
Right.
Right.
We know.
It ain't
we
no
know.
way they're going to commit all these atrocities they
Right,
did
and get away with it.
And then get away.
You're not gonna get away with it.
holding hands and singing Kumbaya.
Exactly. They're not going to
Just
get
like
away
we're
with it.
paying for the atrocities of our forefathers, they
Right.
got to do the same in the new world.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Same thing.
They're going to have to pay for it. But remember, it says, remember what happened aforetime. Because what they did, you learn from them. Learn from your forefathers, because that's how it's going to give you comfort. Oh, Daniel did this. Okay, I'm good. Because Daniel, I know Daniel going to make it to the kingdom.
Right.
Most time made sure lions ain't eat him up.
Right.
Oh, he listened to the king over there. As long as he didn't have to break any of the commandments, he was good.
Right.
That's what you have to strive to do. You have to strive to do. And I'm not telling you quit your job cold turkey. Nah, you ain't giving the 7 day off. I'm on. No, you gotta be wise. If I stop working, how am I gonna pay the bills?
Right.
All right, I gotta start looking for
like
another
that
job.
dude that just left here.
Right, I have to start looking for another job. Let me play my cards right. This is chess moves. I have to make sure everything that I'm doing is according to God's commandments.
Right.
And that way my way is gonna be what?
It's going to be prosperous.
Prosperous. You understand that? That's your power.
I know.
It's like, check this out, right? You got a boulder strapped to your foot. And that's sin. That's sin. That's not applying God's commandments. And they throw you in the lake. Would you rather swim, trying to make it to the surface with that boulder on your feet? Or would you detach it and swim up?
I'm going to take it off.
Exactly. And then taking that off is starting applying God's commandments.
That's
the only way
right.
you're going to make it to the top.
Right.
By starting to apply God's commandments. But if you don't, it's just going to hinder you. That's all it's doing. It's hindering you when you don't apply God's commandments. We don't see it immediately, but it's working. That's how it works. Give me that in 2 Corinthians about the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
It's not physical. It's not no sword. It's not no gun. That's not the form of our weapon.
Right.
The form of our weapon is the Bible.
Yes,
Keeping the
Lord.
commandments. That's how we fight. For some reason, when we start coming together, you got Japan, North Korea, when we start waking up, them boys on the brink of war.
Right.
They're on the brink of war. We start waking up, think about this, right? You have blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We spend trillions of dollars on Christmas. Christmas is condemned in the Bible.
That's a pagan holiday.
Right, if we stop keeping Christmas, how much money
Look
do
how
you
much-
think?
A whole lot.
Hey, after 3-4 years, we can buy a state.
Right.
We can buy a state. But remember, the weapons of our warfare is not carnal.
We're so caught up in the way of our captors.
see what I'm saying? And then we started to have something called Stockholm Syndrome.
Right. But it really starts from this. Give me Romans chapter 7, verse 7. Romans chapter 7 and verse 7. It really starts from this. And then Proverbs 3:31. Read.
Romans chapter 7, verse 7. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? God forbid. Nay, I had not known sin but by the law. For I had not known lust, except the law had said, thou shalt not covet.
Proverbs 3:31. The problem with majority of our people is that they covet. They look at these other nations and they want what they want. I want to be in that big house. I want to be in that suit and tie. I want to have that successful job. And I would disallow the words of God to come into my ears to get that. It starts from that covetous spirit. Read that, Proverbs 3:31.
Northern Kingdom here.
Northern Kingdom, all praises. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
It says, envy thou not the oppressor. What they have, don't want to do that. Christmas, God says don't do it in Jeremiah 10.
Right. His way.
And choose what?
And choose none of his ways.
God says don't choose none of the ways that your oppressors put you in. For what you learned, you were in slavery. But yet you popping fireworks. Thanksgiving, they were killing your brothers and sisters. And they ate over it. And you kept Thanksgiving. That makes no sense.
They came talking about peace.
Right.
And then from swords and killing and took their stuff. 77 million.
Right, you celebrate the death of your brothers and sisters. But you understand that, though. You have to strive to start keeping those commandments. Because in that, that's the only way your ways are going to become prosperous and to helping you get into the kingdom of heaven. Not only will it help you, financially, economically, you moving around and moving around in society, but it will help you when it comes to prospering in God's commandments. That's the first and foremost way it helps you prosper at, because you'll understand, oh no, I can't do that. I can't do this. This is how me and my wife supposed to conduct ourselves. Because, let me ask you something, right? Give me that in Leviticus, because you may not know this, you're married. 7 days. 7 days. Let me get Leviticus chapter 12. There's one in 15. Yeah, the issue. 15, 19. Let me get that. 7 days. Yeah, 15, 19.
So when you know me, you know who Jesus.
Leviticus chapter 15, verse 19. And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her blood, and her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days.
It says 7 days. You know what that issue of blood is? Administration.
And whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the even.
It says he shall be unclean. There's one where a brother could be put to death for it. This situation is if you end up, because you're married, you end up sleeping and then by mistake it comes off. You shall be unclean even unto even. But that brother who likes to sleep with a woman that has a menstrual, God says you have to be put to death.
It's a lot of them.
Right, but that's the law between the marriage. Give me that one if it past 7 days. You know, you got that scripture, it's like 18 if it goes past 7 days. This is the law within that. These are all the laws that you have to learn on how to deal in a marriage. I'm gonna get to you brothers just a moment. Just let me get this one. You got it? 18, 19. Let's get that.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 19. Also thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness.
So you can't go in line with her. Ain't no hand jobs, none of that. You're not supposed to be. My kids ain't no problem. But no hand jobs, none of that while she's on her menstrual. You shouldn't be doing none of that. You understand? That's part of the commandment. Those are ways of making your ways prosperous.
But the only thing I'm not doing is got my friend his own and not, with the Sabbath day. That's about it, because I can't.
Okay, all praise.
At the moment.
All praise. But that's what you have to start from. Start learning God's commandments. Yeah. Because that's the only way you're going to make your ways prosperous.
Trust me, son, I know.
All praise, all praise. So you know if it lasts 8 days, how many days you're supposed to wait?
I'm going to wait 10.
You going to wait 10?
I'm going to wait 10.
We're going to wait for the scriptures. Let's read that. I think it's really 15.
I'm going to be safe for 10.
Yeah, 28.
15.
Now, Leviticus chapter 18, verse 25. And if a woman have an issue of her blood, many days out
I don't mean to
of
be rude,
the time
but
of
better
her
get going.
separation.
So
Okay,
to
all right. Hey,
marry,
check out the
that's
information, all right? All right.
Past the 7 days.
All right, you too.
Or if it run beyond the time of her separation,
If it runs beyond that time,
all the days of the issue of her uncleanness shall be as the days of her separation.
so how many is the days of her separation?
15.
Now read it again.
Let me look. I got this.
Number, Leviticus chapter 15, verse 25. And if a woman have an issue of her blood many days out of the time of her separation, or if it run beyond the time of her separation.
How long was that day of separation?
8 days.
It was 7.
It was 7.
Read it.
All the days of the issue shall be as the days of her separation.
So if it passed 7 days, how many more days was she waiting?
7 more.
7 more.
But what I ain't tell you,
Yeah.
my wife don't have a uterus. So I ain't got to deal with
Oh,
that.
so you good. So you good.
I'm just listening to you.
All praises.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, but you have sons?
No, just daughters.
Just daughters. Okay, but that's something you're supposed to teach your daughter.
Yeah.
And when they get married, that hey, make sure sis, daughter, that you wait 7 days. If it lasts any longer, you have to wait 14. Ain't no giving them nothing. That's as a father supposed to teach his children. You understand? So those laws, it may not fully it's affected by you, but you knowing it, you can teach your daughter or you can teach your sister or your daughter's son. So right, and you already know about the dress code. Wife and dress.
I do know
Look,
that.
is your wife? Do your wife have the Sabbath day off?
No.
Damn, not.
Damn.
Woo.
No,
Now,
we work like dogs, man.
oh, so y'all work together. Y'all got your own business.
Yeah, no. Work at the hospital.
Okay.
We'll work like dogs.
But same thing that goes for you goes for her as well. Remember, it comes together.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us, subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.